Hello and welcome from the SkySwitch team. My name is William Brister and I'm the Vice President of Customer Success here at SkySwitch. We want to welcome you to SkySwitch Onboarding, and we want to give you an introduction video here of the different tasks and processes that you're going to find yourself in completing the onboarding process. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that our knowledge base, there is a public URL you can find our knowledge base at, and that is at skyswitch.allevio.help. This is what it looks like when you arrive at our knowledge base. Now I'm going to talk more about this in just a moment. The thing I want to say about our knowledge base is that we have a lot of information there, and I want to encourage you to begin to practice searching for answers first in our knowledge base. Before contacting our support or onboarding, we just want our resellers to really use our knowledge base to find answers, because there's a lot of great and helpful information there. Of course, if you don't find what you need, we want you to contact us, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. Now, initially, you're going to receive several different emails. The first couple of emails you're going to receive from our billing department. And so the first one you're going to receive is this getting started with SkySwitch email. It's your MSA setup and training payment. Now, let me show you what this will look like. It'll look like this email here. A couple things I want to point out. The process doesn't get started with onboarding until you make your first payment, your non-recurring charge setup payment for you, that's on your MSA. So once you make that payment, then the training process begins. So that's important that you get that done. You will do it through our SkySwitch Bill Center, which is our billing portal to you as a reseller. And so this email is going to instruct you on how to access the Bill Center. It's going to give you a username and temporary password. You can set your own password, access to the portal, and then you'll make that payment in the portal, and then that will be your billing portal moving forward as far as our billing to you as a reseller. Now, I also want to point out that you can contact our billing department during this process at billcenter@skyswitch.com. Okay, so that's going to be the first email you get and the first task that you really need to take care of. The second one is the CSI tax exemption instructions. Now, as a reseller, you will want to handle this because you will want to be exempt from paying taxes. Of course, as a reseller, you're going to collect taxes on your billing to your customers, and that is the setup of that is what this tax exemption instructions email is going to help you with. Now, CSI, which is based in Longwood, Florida, is the company that handles our tax exemption forms and management with our resellers. So you'll see it here, Compliance Solutions Incorporated. Now, I do want to point out there's a very important document here on CSI's site, and you'll catch it at this URL. It's a PDF, and it's basically going to give you great instructions on how to be a successful VoIP provider, reseller, and how to make sure you're complying with the tax responsibilities that you'll have, and making sure that your tax reporting is done properly. Now, in the email, we do mention Mark Lambert, the president of CSI, but I want to point out here that Wes Johnson is their director of sales. You can reach Wes at this number and at this email, and he's really your point of contact. Now, you can reach out to Mark as well, but Wes is expecting you to contact him, and to engage him if you have any questions in regard to your tax exemption. So that's the next email that you're going to want to take care of, the next task. Then you will receive an email from our billing department about private branding and BYOT, which is Bring Your Own Telecom. Now, this email is going to help you understand the steps you need to take to begin the process of branding your SkySwitch portals and your SkySwitch information so that it's completely branded, to your brand, your logo. And then also if you're bringing your own telecom, which some of our resellers, any of our resellers can use their own carriers for termination voice, etc. If they have those relationships, there is a form that you need to fill out to kick off the process. So this email is really focusing in on these two aspects, and these are important because if certainly all our resellers do their private branding, their own branding of the portal, etc., to their own logo, etc. So you need to get that process kicked off. There's going to be more instruction later in the training, but this will start the process, which is important to get done. And then also, if you're bringing your own telecom, it's important to get that process kicked off as well. Okay, so that's another email that you're going to receive, and you're going to want to pay attention to and make sure you complete that process. Again, I'm going to stress this several times. Make sure you read all the emails thoroughly. Read all the emails thoroughly. Read them twice. Read them 3 times. Read them thoroughly. Understand what we're asking you to do. These emails that we're sending out to you initially are very important to kick off the process and to get everything flowing in the right direction here and everything getting accomplished. Okay, so the next email you're going to receive is a simple request to start or to complete your Simple WAN registration. So that email is going to look like this, and there's going to be a link here, and you're simply going to fill out this form. So here is the Simple WAN reseller registration form. This is what it looks like. This is what you're going to fill out, and you're just completing some information here. And what you're doing is you're signing up as a Simple WAN reseller. We'll have more information about this in the training, but I do want to point out our knowledge base. And of course, we're going to talk a lot about our knowledge base, but in regard to Simple WAN, I want you to see, if we search Simple WAN on the knowledge base, that there's a lot of great information here. There's information about the registration, there's information about setup guide and training videos, and the benefits of Simple WAN. There's information about the NFR, which is the not for resale unit. The first unit you buy you can buy it as a not for resale unit, and once you complete this form, you're going to receive an email with a lot of instructions, and one of those is how to order your NFR or your not for resale unit. So I just want to point out that there's a lot of great information, and again, I'm pointing you back to the knowledge base because that's going to be very helpful to you as a new reseller for SkySwitch. Alright, so you're going to receive these emails. You're going to want to get these tasks completed, and like I said, make sure you read the emails thoroughly. And then also you're going to receive some emails. You'll begin receiving emails from onboarding and the onboarding department. And I want you to read those very carefully because they're going to give you instructions on how to begin the training and how to progress through the training. In onboarding, you're going to begin with some online training. What we do here at SkySwitch in our onboarding is that we build online the basic information that you need and the basic training. So we build a foundation, we get you started, and we do this through our learning management system at SkySwitch University. Inside your Dash Manager, once you get your Dash Manager access, you're going to mouse over your profile name here to the right, and you'll see SkySwitch University, and it's going to give you access into the SkySwitch University to begin your online training. Now at SkySwitch, what we do is we start with online training, but then we start incorporating live web conference training after you've completed your online training. Now I'm going to talk about these different courses and what's important. Okay, so there's 3 main courses online that you're going to need to complete. We refer to them as A001, 0203. And now the SkySwitch Reseller Essentials is the first online course that you're going to need to take. Now, this course will include administrative items as well as technical that you're going to need to understand and know as a SkySwitch reseller to operate as a SkySwitch reseller. Now, the reason we have a B001 SkySwitch Technical Essentials is that we took out the administrative part of the training out of this and stripped it down to just the technical part. As a SkySwitch reseller, or as the owner of your company or manager or management, you may have people on your staff that you want to involve in this training, but you don't want them to have to go through the administrative part. Maybe it's just the technical part. Your director of support or the person that's going to be involved in installing your services, maybe they only need the technical essentials, not the administrative side of things. So that's why we have a difference between A001 and B001. And then next, once you complete this, you're going to need to start and complete the A002, which is setting up your first customer. It's going to tell you all the things you need to do to set up that first customer and get them up and running and get those things completed. So it's more the technical side. It's creating domains, it's creating users, it's adding phones, it's making sure the phones are set up properly in accordance with what the customer needs, etc. So that's going to be an important course. And then once that's done, whomever is supposed to be involved in the billing, if you have signed up for our billing services, we have our A003, which is SkySwitch Billing Services Essentials. Now, this is very important because there's some tasks at the beginning of this course. One of them is creating your product catalog and submitting your product catalog. It's important that you get that done because it kicks off internal processes that need to take place in order to set up your billing services account. And so it's going to be very important that you take the A003, get that done so that those internal processes get kicked off, your billing services account gets set up, and then we can hold our live web conference billing services training. Again, I'm pointing back to the knowledge base, and we've looked at the knowledge base. We've referred to it. I want you to make sure you go there for questions that you have. Again, if you don't find an answer, reach out to us, and that's why I'm mentioning here the support emails. While you're in onboarding, which is probably going to be a 30 to 60 day type process, we want you to primarily use onboarding at skyswitch.com as your support. Now, once you get through onboarding, we're going to put you into a normal support mode, and we want you then to reach out to support at skyswitch.com. Of course, any and all time, if you have billing questions, and what I mean by billing questions is billing questions in regard to our billing to you as a reseller, then you would reach out to billcenter at skyswitch.com. While if you have billing questions in your billing services or billing to your resellers, to your customers, then you would just open a normal support ticket that gets put into a billing services queue, and it gets worked from that perspective. Moving on, now we want to conclude with, again, please make sure you read all your emails thoroughly, especially these, all of them, but these initial ones that you're going to receive, because they're going to have tasks in there that you're going to need to complete in order to kick things off properly and get into a normal support mode, get into the onboarding, get the onboarding completed. We want you to trust us. We've trained a lot of resellers in onboarding here at SkySwitch, and we know what we're doing. Just follow our process is all we're asking. Do the online training first. Do it completely and thoroughly read your emails, perform the tasks. Of course, if you have questions, reach out to our onboarding team, reach out to our support. And then I want you to understand this $500 training credit. The $500 training credit is mainly geared towards getting the technical side of the training done. That's the SkySwitch platform side, A001 and A002 training, and then live web conference training with our onboarding team. It may be John Kistner, it may be myself, William Brister, it may be another trainer that we have. You're pretty much in line to get your $500 training credit back. Now, the billing services training, the reason we separate these two is because we know that in billing services, it's going to take you a bill cycle or two or maybe three in order to pick up all that you need to pick up and understand in the billing services, because you'll need to go through a bill cycle or two in order to go through the whole process and understand what's happening and understand the billing services system. Don't be concerned with the $500 training credit. If you're involved, if you're participating in onboarding, you're certainly going to receive your $500 training credit back. Just participate, engage, get the onboarding done, and follow our process. That's what we ask. So we want to welcome you to SkySwitch and welcome you to SkySwitch Onboarding. If you have any questions, of course, you can reach us at onboarding@skyswitch.com and let us know if you have any questions, have any concerns. We're here for you, and we're going to get you through the process, and we're going to do everything we can to make you a successful SkySwitch reseller. Thank you very much.